Ba, 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 ba. Nope. There we go. Perfect. All right. Turn this down. Get some things. I gotta just move my windows around real quick, but pretty much today I'm gonna tear this down and we're gonna go over what's inside, and then I just wanted a video of this online so I could reference it if I ever need to tear the Cubean down, Nova Roaster or whatever they're calling it nowadays. Yeah, I'll show you what the inside looks like, and then kind of overall build impressions if you guys are interested at all. But this is mostly just to see what the teardown kind of looks like for the for this roaster. So yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. I'll see if I can answer them. If I can, hopefully I can. So let me get this set. Let me get the chat out. Okay. God, I think I need a new monitor. Oops. Select stream, refresh. What? Oh, my chat box not up. Oh well. Womp womp. Sorry, YouTube. Anyways, all right. So we'll take a picture, take a look at this. This is the Cubean. It's the smaller roaster, the smaller version of like pretty much the V1, V2. So if you look back there is the V2, and I think down there, find the V1. I just called this V0 because I just wanted to give it a name other than Cubean. I think Cubean's a nice name though, but anyways, here's the front panel. I took the covering off. So now this is what it looks like in the front. And if you could compare the two, you can notice that there's no plastic in the front compared to like the V1, where there's a huge plastic covering right here that covers the whole area, and that's where you put the trier in. One other thing is that there's no trier anymore. That's one big kind of negative I think I don't like about the Cubean, is that there's no trier. I kind of want to pull out beans and see what they taste like. And I think that might have been more of just like a how they would do it placement issue kind of deal. Since yeah, it's basically just the probes over here. Here's the bean chute. And then you got the other bean chute is the bean drop. Beans go in, beans go out, and then here is the area where the lamp is, right in there. Then at the bottom, right here is for the bean cooling. It kind of works okay with small batches. I was kind of surprised. I really thought it was going to be as good because it's only just one fan. Then right here you got the controls. Similar setup to this. This is the original V1 controller. It's pretty much the same layout. I even think they're the same controller board. We'll have to double check. But basically the same. It's the controller board that does all the work. Is a little bit different. And you can't remove this, it's attached, so you got to swivel it out, which I think is kind of silly. But yeah, there's that like little swivel out option. Bean chute, they have these like little wooden like accent pieces, which are kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. We'll take a look at the side. This is where the chaff collection is now. So now it sucks it all out and it kind of drops it in here, and you could have a little bin of chaff. Oh shit. Right there. It, you know, it builds it up pretty well. Collects it okay. You still got to clear it out, I think, every roast. Just take out some of the leftover chaff. But yeah, and then there's in this area, then there's like a little fan right here. It connects to the same motor as the V1, V2 that does exhaust. It's just a different, some kind of impeller system. Blows it out this way. And then you got your filter fan connection. So this is just a glorified 24 volt port. Let me see if I could adjust some settings. There you go. Right here is the 24 volt 24 volt port for the fan that goes on top. And that's the same old deal. It just put it on here. Ta-da! And then it's supposed to suck all the air out. Is this the same one? I think it's a smaller one. No, this is it. Hold on. But same thing. You would put a filter fan on here. It'd connect here, and then it just adjusts the amount of like the voltage or something to increase or decrease the fan speed. Okay, and then to flip it to the back, and then you got just a little setup. You got this is just like a an area for the air to come out. For the exhaust port for the heat sink is right over here for the thyristor, and then you have a top fan, and I think that cools off the exhaust fan. The exhaust fan gets pretty hot. The exhaust motor gets pretty hot, so it cools down that motor. But just the general same kind of setup, and they got like a little plug thing you could pull out. I would recommend doing that if you're going to take it apart. It's the same thing, you just pull out really hard and it should just come right off. Then we'll go to one more side. And this is another thing I think they want you to clean out every once in a while too. It basically sucks all the air, or sucks the air from the beans, and then the chaff kind of gets stuck in here. So you gotta open that up to clear it out. It's a little bit tight, so I'll go loosen it here. Oh shit, it's pretty tight. Make a better grip. All right, yep, there's some chaff in there. We'll look closer to it. You can see the fan, and that just sucks the air from the beans and then brings all this chaff over here. You can tell I've done a lot of roasts on it. Haven't cleaned it out for a bit. I have a vacuum somewhere. I'll vacuum that up. Let me grab my vacuum. Ugh. Okay, clean that out. We'll bring this back up here. And then the top part, you just have that, there's like a little area you could secure maybe a duct or whatever if you want to. But that's usually where the filter fan comes on top. I don't use it because it's pretty useless, so I don't recommend using it. Although they keep selling it like it's like a huge like secret marketing thing. It kind of sucks. I mean, it's supposed to. But yeah, it's not good at all. It just chokes it up, and then you just gotta go buy NARF filters, and then it's not worth it. So we'll pull everything out from the front. Let me get organized real quick. Get my little tray of screw stuff. All right, let's pull up the front first. Mine's a little different, of course. This is a PT100, and this is the NTC probe. I'm still decoding it. We're still decoding it as a team. A group of the community is trying to look at it. There's one guy literally trying to help, and he doesn't even have the unit. But he is definitely guiding me on how I should measure, decode how it's measuring temperature. A little bit of a hole here, so let's go ahead. Let's take out the front panel off first. So we'll take off all these screws, we'll take out this chute. I'll pull out the chute first. Then we'll pull out the whole panel in front. There you go. Pull this out. Oh. I think there's one more left. This one right here. Sorry. See my big ass back. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, we'll pull the top off. And this is just like a little, this is where the blades, there's a little bar that holds on. I'll show you, but it rotates on this thing. So let me pull it out first. Good. That's the front cover. Okay. As you can tell, there's the agitation blades. Oh yeah, you got one, right? I forgot. Remix says he's getting one. I'm excited when you get one. I really like this roaster. It's really, I feel like it's well built. Well built in comparison to the other Skywalkers. Let's just put it that way. And then, fun fact, you can pull this out. Actually, I mean, fun fact is these are considered consumables. And then look what's going on over here. Getting a little bean action stuck in there. Like a bean can get wedged into here, so that kind of becomes an issue. But yeah, they consider these consumables. This is the blade system. They're trying to do like, if you ever look at a roast, they kind of have like, not the similar blade system, but they have like an agitator like this, where it scoops up the beans and moves them around. They do have like little, what's it called? These little, why is the name? I can't think of it. It'll come to me later. I'm having a brain fart. But yeah, they're basically those gaskets. Gaskets? O-rings. O-ring gaskets? Ring gaskets? I forget what they're called. But they have those around here too. So you're gonna have to get like those little O-ring sets probably at Harbor Freight or online. So if you need to do a cleaning in here, it's pretty simple. So that's pretty much the front of it. And then, let's see. I'm trying to think of the best way of how they want you to change the bulb. Or if you just pull it out. I don't know. Well, let's pull out the front panel and see. I'm gonna pull out the whole front panel. There's parts that are bent to kind of keep certain things in place. I'm not sure. But let's try pulling it out and see. Okay, let's pull it out. I'll use this video later to remind me how to put it back together. Yeah. There's a few ways we're going to try to do putting high beam onto this. Because really our biggest thing with the high beam right now is when it goes past like 80 degrees, the temperature gets all weird and wonky. And you have to follow this weird curve. Someone was telling me, why do we even need to worry about anything below 80 degrees? Because we're roasting in the higher end, right? Like 20, I'm talking about in Celsius. So, so if it's 80 degrees, you know, why don't we just start measuring at 80 degrees Celsius and up rather than having to like go at the lower end, because we're never going to really be roasting beans at the lower end, right? Like when we graph anything on high beam, it's not going to be, we're not going to need any pertinent roasting information below 80 degrees Celsius. Heck, below 90 degrees Celsius. Because the way that the temperature is measured and everything like that, there's this weird issue in the. I'll show you the graph, but it's pretty much splits at this temperature for some reason. We don't know why. It's just that the way they decided to measure the bean temperature for this unit. Interesting. How is this in place? I don't know. Let's open up the back. Maybe we could tell. I took all the screws out in the front. Let's see if there's something holding it in the back. So let's flip it around. And I'm gonna just put one screw back in just to hold this in place. Okay. Uh-oh. Camera dead? Camera freeze, hold on. What the hell? Always giving me trouble, this camera. There we go. Is that better? Okay. I don't know. It does that sometimes. Actually, gotta get a new video card too. Although it's not glitching, my other monitor. All right, so we'll put this back over. I'm gonna flip it around. So, in keeping in with tradition of building this roaster, they have added all the screws that you can possibly need. So, it's froze again. Some bitch, what's going on with this thing? Please don't freeze again. Okay. If it's not freezing, then it's my other monitor going off too. So that one's blinking back and forth. This is going to be a fun stream. I'm starting to think my old 1080 Ti is about to die. 1080 Ti is easily the best video card ever made in the last decade. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's not the 20, like the 20 screws that you have to take off in the back for a V1, but it's also a lot smaller than the V1. Get this wire out the way before it drags my whole panel of or my whole organizer full of screws. Oh, I should pull this off too. There we go. Okay, that's all squared away. I'm gonna take these last screw off. Ta-da! Oh, little tug. There we go. All right, here's the back of it. We'll go briefly around it. So this is the exhaust fan. Of course, our lovely drum motor that they kept. They really like this motor. That or they bought a shit ton of them because they keep using it. And that's still the 60 RPM one. And then it looks like there's a thermal fuse right down in there. Let's see if I have a little, I wish I had a laser pointer or something. Thermal fuse is right here. And then you got, of course, your bulb right there. Oh, okay. Let's pull it out. I thought the bulb, you had to take it out from the front. It's a very interesting bulb. Well, let me take off all the stuff from the back. Let's see. Let's push this back a bit. We'll take off these screws that's holding in the new electronics box. It has airflow now, I guess, even though there's no fan, but totally has airflow. Hold on, just trying to play some music. Okay. Fine, whatever. Okay. All right, let's take out the screws in the back. So take out these three, 1, 2, and 3. One. Two. And 1, 2, 3. Good. We'll put this to the side. So got a better look on how they separated it. So there. All right, so power supply is on this side. The usual power supply as like last time. No real changes. And then they got, and it looks, yeah. Here's their new board. It's based, pretty much, I'm pretty sure it's based off the V1 board that they've been using, except instead of putting a USB over here, they added some kind of microfit connector. More microfits on top. They have an open port here. I don't know if you guys can see it. There's also an open port over here. I don't know what that's to. I probably have to scope it out later. They got a lot of stuff going on in here. So this is power supply. This one powers it. Let's see. A little oil coming off of somewhere. Drum motor. There's drum motor dripping off into oil, dripping oil in. So usually happens. So exhaust fan, drum motor, and then the connections for the bulb. Okay. Okay. Let me pull this out. Let's see what kind of bulb they're using. I haven't really dug deep into that. They're using some kind of 700 watt bulb. Oh, I'll show you where you connect it. The ESP32. So let me clear this out. So if you want to know about the ESP32, this is how I connected mine. This is connected to a PT100, a Max 3 1865 board. Since I wasn't able to get the temperatures from the probe yet, I just decided to use this PT100 for roasting for now. It's about 8 degrees difference with the actual temperature of the probe, so I just had to add an additional 8 degrees. Sometimes they need calibration, but basically you're there's a wire, this wire right here, that connects to this here, to the control panel. So you kind of have to make a makeshift little connector. So this is like a USB-C port, USB-C connector connected to one of these JSTs. I don't know which pitch this is. I don't know which JST pitch that is. Hold on. Yeah, so it kind of looks like this. I soldered this together with some parts I had lying around. But if you need one, let me know. I can just send you one. It's a quick solder job. The parts are cheap. Well, they're cheap because I bought a bunch of them, but if you knew and tell me, I could whip one up. But yeah, but then I just connected here. And this will go into the ESP32. And it will power it as well because it's 5 volts. And you're good to go. But once we get the code with the temperature done, I'm hoping we don't have to use the PT100. Although you can if you want to. All right, let's get back to this. I'm trying to figure out what happened to my music. Hold on, let me go check my little radio down here. Boo. Oh, I didn't plug it. There we go. All right. Put the speaker on top. Sorry about that. I'll post more stuff. I'll post a video on how I connected it to. It wasn't hard. It was just the hardest part was just soldering it, I guess, and having to buy the parts. The harder part is getting the temperature on. Okay. Oh God, it's hot. It's gonna be like 101 here today, so I gotta drink some water later. Okay. All right, so that's all taken apart. Let's move this out the way so I can show you the drum or the chamber, I guess. Not really. Well, that's not really a drum roaster. Well, I guess so. There's a drum in there. Anyways, this is how they got the drum set up. It's in here, and then they've actually put a thermal blanket around here, or like one of those ceramic, not ceramic. I feel like it's the insulation they use in what are they called? I purchased them some on Amazon too, and I put it around my V1 so my kids wouldn't burn themselves when they touch it. But there's like this little thermal blanket you could put around. I don't think it's a thermal blanket though. It's called something else. But they put it around it, I'm guessing for thermal reasons, who knows. And it's all held in by a metal zip tie. So let me pull this out. I'm pretty sure there's another thermal fuse in here. I'm going to pull that out too. It's okay. We'll find it. We'll find it later. I'm pretty sure this holds a thermal fuse as well. Yeah, it does. Oh, but it's soldered on. Okay. So this turns it off at 257 degrees Celsius. It'll pop that fuse. I don't know if it's resettable. It might be resettable after a few degrees. So this one I'm gonna have to actually, let's see, do I have a pair of scissors? I'm gonna have to pull this wire out here. There we go. It's those little tab things again. Damn it, picked the wrong one. Go. All right. Okay, I gotta get a needle nose plier. Or I could use this. Fuck, fine. All right, I have a needle nose plier somewhere. I'm being lazy and trying to avoid getting it because I don't know where it's at. Why the fuck did they make this so hard to move? All right. I can't just pop that out. Okay. Man, I just made it harder for myself. There we go. I thought I shocked myself. I just poked myself. Freaked out. I was like, I didn't plug it. Plugged it in. I swear to God. I plugged it. I took the plug out. All right, here it is. Here's the bulb. I think this is what they call those ruby coated halogen bulbs. Something about filtering out, the color ruby filters out something for better temperature, whatever. I'll have to talk to, there's a guy at Renatoa. I don't think I pronounced it right, but he was telling me like they should put one of these kind of bulbs in. I swear they're like just taking like advice from the guy and not crediting him, because he literally told me months ago that they should start putting bulbs in like these because they're more efficient at heating the beans because of the ruby coating does something. So that is the bulb. I'll see if I could find replacement. I'm pretty sure I've seen these on AliExpress too. So don't feel like you have to purchase it from them. You might have to put these spades connectors in, but they can also put those in at the OEM at the manufacturer. So this is the 700 watt bulb that they use. I was actually looking at putting one of these in the V1 with the one side covered in gold to reflect back, but it just started costing way too much money. And it was a lot better to do it at 220 volt than it is at 110 when it becomes like 1,000 watts for some reason. Something about the coils. But yeah, I think this is the halogen light. Because it doesn't have those carbon fiber, like those, let me see if I have a bulb. All right, so here is, this is not our standard bulb. This is something I got custom made. It's supposed to be near infrared instead of far infrared. Ours is FIR for the V1. This is supposed to be near infrared bulb that has a gold coating, reflecting coating on the back, so it directs more of the IR downwards, supposedly. I don't know. That's what they told me it did. So instead of just having it go on top, it just focuses it downwards. So there are those kind of like carbon coils in there. Or this one I think is, I can't tell what it is, but there's I don't know if you can see it. I'll see if I can find a bulb that looks like it, but there's like a little filament in the side. Can't see it though, it's so dark. So here's the two different kind of bulbs. So V1, V2 bulbs, kind of like this. And then you have this. Right? Those are the bulbs. And I'll probably wash it down with alcohol and try to be good. All right. So let's keep taking stuff apart. And let's pray I can put it back together. Does this come out? I think this comes out. Well, let's take this out. The beans are not touching the bulb at all. There's like a little grate that's it's in the way, and then also the agitating fans are kind of in the way. There's a lot of stuff in the way that doesn't have the beans touch the bulb at all. Like it can't climb over it, it can't do nothing. Have to get a screwdriver. Bow, wow, wow, wow. gonna take out this. Okay, I don't want to fuck that up. Shit. Will that fit in there? I think I could get it to fit. There we go. There's no way I could get that one. Let's see. There we go. Nope. Nope. That one would work. Too small still. Greetings from Estonia. Oh, I didn't. What? Already searching for morning coffee spots. Where the fuck are all my screwdrivers? Yes, thank God. So that's what this looks like. Oh, this is a custom piece. But the guy who welded it is doing a lot better, I think. But here's their new fan setup. So that takes, you know, sucks in all the air from the chamber and then pushes it out this way. Kind of like those blowers. I'll show you what they look like. But I'll pull this out. I like to count all the custom pieces that we're probably gonna have to like be forced to buy from them. So, you know, take a look at this. I might get the measurements out and then see if there's like any Chinese manufacturers I can contact about, you know, if we can make these, but I don't think we're gonna have to make them. But yeah, this is definitely a custom piece. You're not gonna find anything. But the likeliness of this breaking is pretty low, you know, it's pretty limited. I guess the biggest thing is just replacing the motor. But it looks like there's a screw here, so let's take that out. A comically large screwdriver. Oh boy, okay. All right, so looking inside this. So if you do have to remove this, I don't want to do it because they're really small screws and I hate like stripping them, but this is going to be an issue eventually. Nope. Okay. We look inside here. Enhance. There's two black screws, and that's what they're holding that little motor in. I gotta make sure, I wanna make sure you get the right size one, in case anyone ever has to do this fix. You get the right screw, because if you strip these, it's going to suck. So you need a really small one. And I don't even know how it's, because there's also a little coupler in there. That's probably a custom coupler. Usually there's a set screw, but I don't see it. This might be a press fit. Damn, how'd they get that press fit in there? I got like my big old island hands. I can't even fit a thumb in there. Oh, I guess they pushed it in like this. So I guess when you have to pull it out, you're gonna have to grab it from here and then just pull to get this little coupler off. I'm gonna keep the coupler. I don't want to fuck with it. But yeah, there's a little coupler in here. There's just two screws that'll hold the motor in. So if you were to remove this coupler, I'm pretty sure it's pressure fit. So if this motor does go out, which I hope it doesn't, I'm actually gonna put those little heat sinks that you can glue on. I'm gonna put like one on here and one on the top and bottom, because heat is like usually the enemy of all motors. And with enough heat, it's gonna like break. Because this is butted up right against to the metal surface without any kind of like gasket or something in between to prevent like the heat from moseying on over to the motor and killing it. So I feel like this is probably one thing to look out for. All right, let's go take out the drum motor. Hey, Al. We're taking it apart. I'm gonna take the whole bracket off. I'm just gonna keep dropping them in there too. Ew, what is this? Another custom piece. So this is probably what holds the agitator. So the flat side with the double cuts, that goes on this side of the motor. So facing, so you sweep it in that way. And this is the little thing that connects it to the drum motor. It's like a custom piece. I might CAD this out just for fun. Make a repository of all the parts that we'd have to get custom made. Okay, so that's what kind of turns this, or at least holds it. And they have the double cut slit that goes right onto the motor. So when you have a motor shaft, there's single cut and then there's double cuts. So this has a double cut in it. Enhance. One flat side, one flat side. So flat side on each. And then this pretty much goes here. And this goes right in here. And that rotates the thing. That's pretty much how it goes. I wonder if they made it wobbly so centering wouldn't be such an issue. And this is a custom mount. Yeah, it looks like they have like a... I think Set Consent can do like these kind of bend radius. I gotta ask them. But yeah, they could probably laser this out. Oh, when I send things to Set Consent, I know that they could do some bending. I don't know how much bending they're allowed to do. Actually, we really don't have to. You could just use, what are those things called? Studs. All right, so here's that drum. Can I take the whole drum out? Let's go find out. Oh, let's see. Wait, what is on there? There's something on the... in the thermal fuse. That looks the same. Okay. They look a little bit more short and stubby for this one. Is there a gasket on this? There is. They added gaskets to this. Look like fiberglass gaskets. Yeah, they added these two gaskets now to the thermal fuses. I wonder if we could do that to ours. Interesting. Yeah. They added this two little gaskets that they put on top of each other and then just put it like this. You know what? I wonder, see if I can find this material. I have a CNC. No. Is this yeah, there's a little mini CNC. You probably could cut a gasket out like this. I want to try this out on my V1. Okay. Pulled that out, pulled this out. This one, that's the wire that goes to here. All right, I'm gonna pull the drum out. Or chamber. I don't know what we're gonna call this. The roasting chamber. Oh. Is the whole thing attached together? Ho ho ho, let's find out. Let me pull this front panel off now. Okay. I'm gonna have to watch this video later to figure out how to put everything back together. I gotta remove all these screws inside. I think I have a magnet somewhere. Sorry, get my arm out the way. I'm gonna disconnect these wires. Okay, just for my, this is for me. Okay, this one connects to the USB. Let's get closer. This one's the USB connector to the control panel. This one is the NTC probe right in the middle. And then this one is the 24 volt out to the filter fan. I think this one in the middle, it's missing right here. Right there, right in the middle between these two is the bean cooling fan. This is the side fan or top fan for the exhaust fan. This one. And then this right here, this port, 1, 2, 3, from the bottom up, covered in oil. That goes to the exhaust fan. And the 1, 2, 3, the fourth one above it. That's the drum motor. Where does this one go? So this is the exhaust fan. Oops. This is the exhaust fan. Okay, so we'll go over again. So USB port, control panel, NTC probe. Control panel, NTC probe, inline fan, 24 volt. This one right here is top fan for exhaust. The bottom one, the first one down here, top fan for exhaust. Middle one right here is bean cooling fan. This one right here, bean cooling. This one right here is exhaust. The next one right above it, right there. This is really hard to do. If I could just place that right here, because I know I'm gonna forget. I'm totally gonna forget this. So right here is control panel. Something green. Pink will do. All right. So here's the control panel, NTC probe. Control panel, NTC probe, 24 volts to the exhaust box fan, whatever the thing's called. Top fan right here, the bottom one. We'll call that port 1. And then the second one is bean cooling fan. Third one is exhaust fan. 1, 2, 3. Fourth one right here. Number 4. Bitch. I should disconnect it, but I'm gonna be lazy. So exhaust fan, third one. Fourth one is jump fan or jump motor. Exhaust fan, motor, jump motor. And then power. And then we got an extra port. I'm gonna say it's 24 volt for some kind of fan we can add on or something. So let me just remember that, sorry. So we'll just move this out the way. Right, let's take, we're gonna remove the bottom screws. I guess I'm just taking this whole thing apart for science. Three screws at the bottom, each side. I'll probably have to come back on later tonight and I'll do another stream putting this all back together. Building a Cubean stream. I was checking what you posted, and yes, it could be the case that byte 7 in channel 2 is actually sending the state. I need to check it better. Okay. You don't need to do anything, buddy. You could do what you want. Oh, fuck. I'm gonna strip this, aren't I? Yeah, Jesus Christ. Make it so tight. I need a utility belt. Put this bulb over here. I'm gonna put this bulb away. I know I'm gonna break it. Pull this off. Oh, there's that mesh screen that they put on top. And they have like this rubber gasket stuff on it too. Interesting. I think it just glued on. It's kind of broke. There we go. Ta-da! So they got this stuff wrapped around it, maybe to help with decreasing people getting burned. Yeah, this is the bean cooling fan. Let's blow all this stuff out of here. Ooh, I actually got to charge this thing. Yeah, this thing's dead. There we go. Give me my wires. Okay. All right. So here it is. Oh, the drum's tack welded on. Okay. Oh, that's just a support. I guess I really didn't need to take that off. Here it is. Top of the first part of the drum is actually tack welded on. There's like little areas they welded it on. Boom and boom. There's that fan for the bean cooling. Here's the back. I'm actually gonna put those 2 screws back in. This flaky blanket, I don't know if that's a good thing if it's that flaky. What if that stuff gets in our beans? Well, I guess if I'm not moving it around, it's fine. It kind of feels like when you get wet toilet paper and it gets stuck together. Like a whole toilet roll gets stuck together and then it kind of hardens up. It kind of feels like that. Yeah, and it comes off really easily. Well, there you go. Hope you enjoyed that. This is gonna take me a while to put it back together, so I might do it at night tonight. Now I'm down a roaster. I actually really like this roaster too. But like I said, less plastic. They don't have the front fascia to hold in the trier. So let's see if I have one. I feel like I have a broken one somewhere. But yeah, usually there's a front part that holds the trier and it's plastic and it has a tendency to break like this. I don't know how this happens. I guess when people are putting in their trier with all their might to get held in, it breaks off. But this is like the second time that's happened. But overall, not too bad. Trying to see if there's a bearing or anything in there, but I don't think so. Yeah, no bearing. Nope. And then this is all just held on by metal zip ties. Yeah. It's now not roaster, it's just tub in a blanket or whatever this is. I wonder if no, I don't want to do that. I guess I'm messing with this thing. But you can't take off this whole piece. But this is really just to support the back end of the drum roaster, the drum or chamber. I don't know what to call it. Oh, and then the inside. Let me show you. Right there. So the beans won't ever hit the bulb. They got the little mesh system in the way. And the beans go, or the bulb goes right in there. I can't fit it in there. That goes the other way. What else? Don't think you can replace the mesh. Now the mesh is it's tack welded on there too. It definitely, I feel like this feels like a common size bulb. I've seen these on AliExpress when I was looking through catalogs of bulbs. I think you're right. You can probably, the fact that you can get these, both of these easily can be made. It's just about ordering them in bulk. I would need to invest time and money to like buy a bunch of them. So I figured I'm just waiting for a vendor to do that for me. Because I did buy a bunch of them for here, yeah, like this one. This one's a custom one. When you buy them, the low numbers, this comes out to like 50 a pop. Or this was 60 a pop because of the gold foil on top to reflect it. It didn't really do much. It just made things super hot really quick. And I guess it'd be great if you want to do constant 500 gram batches, but I don't know. I don't think you really need it. I think where it was at, it's even just a little bit too strong at a 1000 watt bulb. And apparently these are really hard to make in 110. The 220 bulbs are a little bit easier. I think there's more space between each coil because it has less current. There's more current that goes through here, which is the reason why it causes the thyristor to go crazy. But yeah, I don't think there's as many bulb issues as with 220 than there is 110. Because even the guy who manufactured it said, it's really hard to make these in 110. Can we do 220, please? And I said, absolutely not. I'm paying you $500 to make me these custom bulbs. I want it the way I want it. Just get good. Just coil that shit better. This one is just a straight line. I don't know. Let's see if I can find a picture of it. I'll have to share it later. But I'll take a little bit of pictures of those and that's the complete teardown of a Cubean roaster. Right off the bat, yeah, quality totally better. I feel like it's a lot better than the V1 in terms of the quality. The blade style agitator is kind of interesting. It does suck that if this breaks somehow, that these are considered a consumable from what they're telling me, which I was really surprised. So this only fits one way. So the round part would go towards the front, and then the one with the double cuts at the side would go towards the back. Just like that. And this is basically how it moves it. So it just flips them over. And that's how it kind of moves the beans around. Instead of the drum moving, now it's the blades agitating it. Now, I'm going to tell you that is not from like let me see if I can show you. It's not like some kind of new thing they invented. Let's see, roaster. They have a short that's pretty. Is it this one?
Hi, I'm Veronica.
No, Veronica. They don't show the innards.
Hi, I'm Veronica. In this video.
Here.
Hello, everybody. I am here with Lauren.
Oh, there's a new one.
Some final things. Kind of one by.
So for instance, remove.
Sorry. I'm trying to find the one where they open up the roast and showed the insides. I think it's this one. close this. Take that camera off. Display. Nope. There you go. Not the same exact type of agitator, but similar style, right? Can we see a lot of little design borrowings from here? Oh, does that look familiar? Kind of the bulb. That's hot air coming in. But what they did is essentially put a bulb in here and then let the IR come in and heat up. They use hot air. This system's using a infrared bulb. But same deal. It's agitating it kind of the same way. Our sensor's a little bit lower into the beam mass. Oh, that's a microphone. Okay. We have the poor version of this. Can I show you the poor version? This is the... See, we got one too. Let me get my camera back. See, the poor version right here. It's totally the same thing. Hey, we stole that too. The Cubean stole that one too. I didn't realize that. At least they have a trier in theirs. We're a bunch of bums. I don't see how they put a trier in. I want a freaking trier in ours. I think you can put one in here. Anyways, basically I was just showing you like a lot of stuff is kind of borrowed from other roasters, right? I think maybe like a blunt and like a little more, because there is space. I think we can put a trier in here because I'm going to. God damn it. I really want a trier. The best part of roasting is like getting it, open it up and smell it. But there's like a bit of a gap here. I don't think, oh, never mind. Because it does get longer. There's one side that does get longer. So you would have to, it has to float somewhere around here without getting knocked. I think if you could put a trier like right in this area. Well, because exactly where I want to put it is where they put the the probes at. The probe usually goes in there. Let's see. Let's buckle this in real quick. That's not it. I need a longer one. Okay, good. All right. If I was a trier, where would I go? Maybe right here. Or higher. Not down there. Well, maybe down there. Like you have a little chute so the beans fall out that way. I think right here might be good. Like if you open something real quick and then something drops out. I don't know. Of course, it's actually a better build, but I like the simpler design of the Nova. Maybe close to the center. Well, because the beans gather over here. There's only like a little bit of spacing. Because I know the beans for sure all gather around this kind of area. You'd have to drill through the plate, which could be a pain in the ass. Maybe like right here. I'd have to figure that out. These hinges are nice. But maybe close to the center. They don't jump that high. They don't get up that high, I don't think. I do have another Cubean coming in that I don't want to mess with and just keep it not modified. Sorry, just thinking, I wonder how I can add more shit to this. Yeah, either here, just like right below it. It has to be big enough to where you can actually sample it, like a big enough hole, and the trier has to fit, and it has to be a custom trier. It's just a lot. That's the only thing missing. Actually, I should check if the beans actually go up higher, because you're right. I could get it maybe closer to the center, and if it goes high enough, it could at least get 1 or 2 beans that can be sampled above, like right here, closer to there. Just like a baby trier. Because our triers are kind of thick. Oh. Actually, you know who makes really nice triers are Kaleido. Let's go look that up. I like Kaleido's triers. They feel nice. Parts, M1 parts, or maybe they have a small. Yeah. Okay. What if, let me get back to here. Something like the Kaleido triers, $10 sometimes if they're on sale. Actually, damn, they really sell their triers for $10? I'm about to retrofit mine to have to use their triers. I really like their triers. But let's say we could get like a $10 trier and then just drill a hole and maybe put it right there or something. Let's see. Let's get back to OBS. Because here's their triers that they usually come with, right? They're actually really small in profile compared to the V1, where it's all bulky and big. I think we could put a small little trier right here, but not put it all the way in. Maybe like out just a little bit. I gotta see how high the beans go up to. So I think if I could get it right here, it won't hit any of the fans or fins, I don't think. Yeah. Right here might be a good spot, like where Al was talking about. There's no insulation around the V1, V2. I actually put like the same kind of blanket like this stuff is. I did that on my V1 for when I used to roast inside the house, just so my kids wouldn't like burn themselves right away, because they got pretty freaking hot. So I put the blanket around the drum, and it did help a little bit. Oh, I meant around the dryer. No. They don't have any insulation around theirs. Here's the thing, every time you pull out the dryer, you're gonna have your ROR curve is gonna skew a little bit. So I know some people like to put markers when they pull out their dryer just to know, like, not to be worried about those readings, that it's just dryer related. It might look a little bit janky because I think if you go far enough, you'll definitely hit the blades again. Yeah. So if we were to buy like the original dryer, this might be a little bit too long. So we could put like a thing up to here. I don't know. Because if you get these custom made, they kind of cost a lot. But if they're making them for like $10 a pop, we can try ordering them from Kaleido. They're not gonna like it. They don't like it when you do that stuff. But I do like their, yeah. There's got to be a dryer guy. The blades. Yeah. There's this long blade that reaches out and it gets really close to it. There's like, yeah, the longest section. Like you'd only have like maybe, yeah, you could barely fit a bean if you were to put a dryer right there. But it does go like angle upwards, so maybe you could put one like right there. And you could pull out the window too. There's these little tabs that you just pull to the side and you can pull out the window pretty easily. So if you wanted to like, well, maybe we could do that. Like make a little metal insert to put in to hold the dryer. That might be a good idea. Up to here. But you wouldn't have that much space. Yeah, it's a steep angle. Yeah, I think it's better at the center. Oh, hi. We could bring it up to the highest part of the window to the left, and I think that might be the safest part. That would be the easier way to do it, because this other way you would have to make a hole through this metal thing. Which I'm always down to do. I can always plug it back up if I need to. I think I'm gonna try that. Let me so I think right here. I just gotta remember how far the beans go up. Because I think it barely went over the probe. Which is my concern. I might hook the motor back up and then just run it at 60 RPMs and see where the beans are landing. Okay. All right. Well, I took it apart. We're going to leave it like this. Link later tonight, I'm going to put it back together. Do you have any questions? If you have any concerns, let me know. I got to talk to Al probably later about something I want to try. Like I was thinking for, because when do we really need to measure anything below 90 degrees Celsius when we're roasting, right? That's our issue right now, is anything that goes past 90, the temperature reading is kind of weird. So maybe I'm thinking I'm just gonna like not measure anything lower than 80 degrees Celsius, and then and just keep it simple. Just have the roaster kind of start monitoring whatever the temperature is like from 80 degrees Celsius and onwards. I checked the code. Someone's helping me kind of work on transitioning that part, because it's either it follows the lower temperature up into the 90s, and then when it goes to the 90s it jumps to 200 degrees Celsius, and I think it's, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what I'm doing. The other guy was telling me, hey, maybe you should just not care about 80 degrees, anything below 90 degrees Celsius, and just focus anything 90 degrees Celsius and above, because when you're roasting, you're never really looking at anything below 90 degrees Celsius, even when you're preheating for the next roast. I have to look at it later. And there's another thing too he brought up. Hold on, let me see. He brought up something else. Like there's recommendations about how it's like, hold on, what did he say? I'm actually in the medical field. I'm nowhere near like a engineer or anything. My brother's a mechanical engineer. I ask him questions all the time. Let's see. What? What did he say? Oh, he's telling me to keep it simple, get rid of states, also add the blue curve, forget about 20 to 80 degree ranges, would happen only once during preheat, never during roasting. 81C is far from turning point. Or a safer alternative is to state change detection based on big data jump at 81 degrees Celsius from 1876 to 3784 is too big to pass unnoticeable compared to small 2-digit steps that happen every second. I mean a differential on raw data itself, not on the decoded temperature. The 0.5 hysteresis value is way too small. Maybe increasing it can make the more stable changes more reliable. For example, during charge phase, there are 2 to 3 degrees per second rate of change. Or during the on-off preheat switching. My actual code detects very reliable the charge momentum using the 4-degree temperature drop. Arrived to this because during preheat switching, I have 2 to 3 degrees differentials, much more than your 0.5 hysteresis. I suggest you the simple and most immediate test. Change the hysteresis value to 4 and recompile. Okay. Oh. I guess I gotta do that. I haven't responded to him. I must have did something funky with the code. I'll have to literally look at it. Oh, and I guess I really can't look at it. I took the whole thing apart. Okay. Remix is right. This is going to take a while. Yeah, I'll have to, what usually I do is I'll have to like research this later on my free time and then try to understand it a little bit better. What else was he telling me? Oh, he's telling me this is something completely different. That's how he's processing it. I guess the original guy, Jay Moore, Sloppy Josh, he says he doesn't perform conversions on every packet because it's processor intensive and simply useless. Why perform a conversion that nobody needs at that moment? The read could come after 3 seconds, 10 packets later. Thus, 10 useless conversions. Instead, I am performing continuous rolling average on the binary data, resulting a smooth and resolution increase. When read came, I am going on-demand conversions on the results of this most recent data average for past second. This is about Sky Command. I just kept assuming we wanted more before. Well, that's when I was really trying to get like PID stuff in here because they're saying you need, I guess, that amount of data I'm processing. That was when I was really big into like PID. And then I realized I don't need it. I don't need it. Everyone else might need PID stuff, but it was a lot of work for something that I'd have a computer do all my roast. I'd rather just do the roast myself. And then no one else is really working on it, so I figured nobody really cared about PID. He is using an old, not old, he is still using Arduino. He hasn't made it over. This is Renato. He's the guy that runs the Home Roaster forum. Yeah, Home Roaster forum. He runs that. I talk with him a lot. He's not much for Discord because it's, I think it's just, preferences. Like some people don't like Facebook. I have all three, so, I don't have a life. So, I think he's still using the old Arduino Nano, the Atmega chipset, which I think is considerably slower. Like, it's like night and day. These ESP32 stuff is kind of crazy, what you can do with them. They're so cheap. They're like $8. $8 for a good time. I like how you're like the most actively one helping develop it and you don't have one. That's like, this is why this community exists. That's the best. I don't have one, but damn it. That's we got pretty far. Hell, those reading temperatures at the lower end. And I was like, oh, this is actually not bad. I'm totally using a guy who's guessing, not guessing, but he's doing his best, like to calculate it, and it was actually working for a bit. Teamwork makes the dream work. It's just the whole relationship with how the community works and the OEM works is pretty, I guess you could say it's kind of toxic too. They really don't like what we're doing. And we keep doing it. And I keep smiling and saying, it's okay. Only a few of us are doing it. Everyone's doing it. Everyone's putting Arduino on it. Oh, it's possible for sure. You know what? Ever since we put Artisan, not we, like me, but like ever since Sloppy Josh and Renatoa put Artisan onto the V1, I think it's the reason why they sell. Yeah, exactly. The premium Cubean, I think, is what they want to sell. And I think for a while they were considering selling the 1 kilogram roaster unit without Artisan support. And I'm like, you guys got to be kidding me. If you're going to spend $1,600 for, no, up to $2,000 for this 1 kilogram roaster, people are going to want Artisan support. You're stupid if you think they don't. All right. Oh, my watch died. Anyways, always great talking with y'all. I'll keep you up to date on when I put this back together and then installing high beam onto it. Is like goal number 1. Well, this one has high beam and I think it could do Artisan. I'm not sure. I haven't checked it. But anyways, thanks for joining. It's always a pleasure. Hopefully we get to build and break more things together. Mostly break. I'll see y'all later.